fractions with factors, maybe? Fractions with factors. And it goes back to, you gotta like our book because it's a clever and crafty little book. If you look back at yesterday's assignment in problem number 24. Problem number 24. The book said to, well, it just gave you that. It didn't tell you what to do. But it was 2 times 3 times 2 times 5 times 2 times 5. 2 times 3 times 2 times 5 times 2. Remember this problem?
Yeah.
Times 5 over, it looks like 2 times 5 times 2 times 5. How many people got that correct? Samuel, how did you do that?
Well, I multiplied the top and then multiplied the bottom.
Okay, I'm good with that. Which, by the way, there's a quick way to do this or see this, but 2 times 5 is 10, right? 10 times 2 is 20, 20 times 5 is 100, correct? And then on top, well, 2 times, well, let's go this way. 5 times 2 is 10, times 5 is 50, times 2 is 100, times 3 is 300, times 2 is 600. And then, Sam said, ooh, I can reduce that. What number goes into them? Both 100, right? And then you ended up with 6 over 1, and that gave you 6, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, rather than doing that whole messy process here, there is a simpler yet more fun and exciting way to do that, and that would be this, write down this little fact here. With these problems, you can cross off like factors on top with the same bottom factor. And we'll see if you can make some sort of deductive leap here. But what that simply means is rather than Sam and all of you multiplying all that out, what you are allowed to do is this. If you see the same factor on top with the same factor on bottom, it's just cross them out. And I'll explain why in a minute. But, so this 2 could cross off with that 2. And it's only 1 for 1. I can't cross this 1, 2 off with all 2's on the bottom. Once it's crossed off, it's crossed off. There are no 3's on the bottom left to cross off, so I can't cross that off. But this 2, I can cross off with that 2. There are no more 2's left, so I can't cross that 2 off. But I can cross this 5 off with that 5. And I can cross this 5 off with that 5. What am I left with if I remultiply? 3 times 2 is 6. And all these technically you should have 1's for, but we don't write them as 1's, and that's where the 6 over 1 ends up being just the 6. Now, you might ask, why does that work? Well, let's look at it. I'm going to rewrite this, except I'm going to write it in, because of the commutative property of multiplication, you can write numbers in any order. Actually, it's the associative property, too. All right, instead of writing it like this, I'm going to put my 3 2's together. Right, I had 3 2's on top, and then my 1 3, and then my 2 5's. And then on the bottom, I'm going to kind of do that same thing. I had 2 2's on the bottom, and I had 2 5's, except I'm going to put my 5's over here, which I can do because I'm my own boss. Now, Charlie, you ready for the aha moment of the day? Take a look, see here. If I were to kind of cut this apart here, What is 2 over 2? As a fraction, it's the same thing as 2 over 2 is 1. And what's 1 times anything? Itself, whatever you have. Look at, and what's this? 2 times 2 is 1. So now I have 1 times 1. And over here, these 5s become a 1. And this group of 5 becomes a 1. So I end up with 1 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 1 times 1, which ends up being Mr. 6 over there. Really what you're doing is reducing before you multiply. You know, it's the same thing as, you know, what we did here was kind of backwards because we factored it and then multiplied and then actually divided by factors again. So we really just kind of did a whole lot of extra work because, well, let's forget that. Let me give you another example problem and then I think we'll kind of get it here. Straight out of the book. Example number, let's go with this one. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 over 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. What did somebody look at? 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5. I'll give you a chance to do that. Do that. See what all crosses off, and what are you left with when that does? What all crosses off, and what are you left with when all of that smoke and mirrors clears? Got it already crossed off, Trevor. Trevor, what'd you end up with?
15.
Well, maybe not. You can't take something with the bottom and multiply it with something on the top. If it's on the bottom, it has to stay on the bottom. Top will stay on the top. Brendan, you have?
3 on top and 5 on the
Which is 3/5. Right. Because this is going to happen here. This 2 and this 2 are crossing off. This 2 and this 2 are crossing off. This 3 and that 3 are crossing off. Those 2 cross off, and you're left with 3/5. 3/5. By the way, you can't cross off 2 tops with each other. Okay, and if there was a, I don't know, that's okay. It is 3/5. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody's relatively happy?